Do you think taking a break from your workout routine will make you lose your gains? Think again. Welcome to a world where rest equals strength, where taking a breather doesn't spell disaster for your progress, but fuels it instead. It's a common misconception that relentless training is the only path to real results. Yet the truth is that our bodies need time to recover, to heal, and to grow. Picture this. You're not stepping away from your gains, but you're stepping towards a more strategic approach to fitness. One that balances hard work with smart recovery. One that understands the power of a deload week. So, let's debunk the myth that time off equals loss. Instead, let's embrace the reality that strategic rest can boost strength, enhance performance, and accelerate muscle growth. After all, training hard is important, but recovering smart is what builds real results. It's time to debunk the myth and understand the power of a deload week. So, what exactly is a deload week and why does it matter? Imagine this. You've been training hard for weeks, pushing your limits, feeling stronger and fitter with every session. Then, suddenly, you hit a wall. Your progress stalls, your muscles are constantly sore, and fatigue is your constant companion. This is where the concept of a deload week comes in. A deload week is essentially a period of decreased training volume or intensity. It's a time when you intentionally take your foot off the gas pedal and give your body the rest it needs to recover, regroup, and come back stronger. It's not about taking a complete break from training, but rather reducing the workload to allow your body to catch up. Contrary to what many may think, a deload week is not a sign of weakness or an excuse to be lazy. It's a strategic part of your training program. It's about understanding that growth doesn't just happen during training, but also during recovery. So, when should you take a deload week? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this. It depends on various factors like your training intensity, volume, and your body's own recovery capacity. Some might need a deload every 4 to 6 weeks, while others might need it less frequently. The key is to listen to your body. If you're constantly feeling worn out, struggling to make progress, or battling nagging aches and pains, it might be time to consider a deload week. Remember, taking a deload week doesn't mean you'll lose muscle or strength. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you allow your body to fully recover, you provide it the opportunity to rebuild and grow stronger. You're essentially priming your body for future gains. And that's the beauty of a deload week. It's not just about rest. It's about strategic recovery. It's about understanding that sometimes to move forward, you need to take a step back. It's about recognizing that strength isn't just built in the gym, but also in the moments of rest and recovery. A deload week, when done correctly, can be your secret weapon in boosting your strength and performance. And now that you know what a deload week is, how do you structure it correctly? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. The way you structure your deload week depends on your body's specific needs and your training intensity, but let's go through a general step-by-step guide to give you a rough idea. First off, you need to plan your deload week. This isn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, but a strategic move. Look at your training schedule and decide when it would be best to take a break. Typically, a deload week should come after 3 to 6 weeks of intense training. Next, reduce your workout intensity. This is not the time to push for personal records. Instead, you should aim for about 50 to 60% of your usual intensity. This might feel strange, especially if you're used to pushing your limits. But remember, the goal here is to let your body recover. Thirdly, don't neglect your nutrition. Just because you're not training as hard doesn't mean you can slack off on your diet. Make sure you're still eating plenty of protein to aid muscle recovery and enough carbohydrates to maintain your energy levels. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, listen to your body. If you're still feeling exhausted after your deload week, you might need more time to recover. On the other hand, if you're feeling rejuvenated halfway through the week, it might be a sign that you can get back into your regular training routine. So remember, structuring a deload week isn't about following a rigid set of rules. It's about paying attention to your body and giving it the rest it needs to recover and grow stronger. This might mean reducing your workout intensity, adjusting your diet, or taking a few extra rest days. But whatever you do, don't think of this as a week off from your fitness journey. Rather, it's a crucial part of that journey, a time when your body can repair itself and come back stronger than before. Remember, the goal of a deload week is to recover, not to stop. How do you know when your body needs a break? Here are some signs to look out for. First, let's talk about fatigue. It's normal to feel tired after a tough workout, but if you're constantly feeling drained, it might be your body's way of telling you it needs a timeout. Chronic fatigue can be a sign of overtraining and can seriously affect your performance in the gym. This isn't just about physical exhaustion either. Mental fatigue can be just as detrimental, affecting your focus, your drive, and your overall motivation. Now let's discuss plateaus. We've all been there. You're pushing hard, but your progress seems to have stalled. You're not lifting heavier, you're not running faster, and you're not seeing the muscle growth you're working for. This can be incredibly frustrating, but it's often a sign that your body needs a break. By incorporating a deload week into your training regimen, you give your muscles the chance to recover, rebuild, and come back stronger. The third sign is lack of motivation. We all have off days, but if you're consistently dreading your workouts, it might be time to take a step back. A lack of enthusiasm for the gym can be a symptom of both physical and mental fatigue. It's important to remember that motivation isn't just about willpower. It's also about giving your body the rest it needs to maintain peak performance. The fourth sign is persistent aches and pains. A little muscle soreness is a good thing. It means you're challenging your body and triggering growth. But if you're constantly nursing nagging injuries, or if your muscles and joints are always sore, it may be a sign that you're pushing too hard without giving your body the recovery time it needs. In conclusion, recognizing the signs of overtraining is crucial in preventing burnout and injury. It's about understanding that rest is not the enemy of progress, but a vital component of it. Remember, training is only half the equation. Recovery is where the real growth happens. Listen to your body. It knows when it needs to rest. Avoid these common mistakes that can lead to overtraining. Overtraining isn't just a result of pushing too hard at the gym. It's often a consequence of several factors that, when combined, can wear your body down faster than it can recover. Let's look at some of the most common mistakes leading to overtraining. First up is not taking enough rest days. Every time you work out, your muscles sustain microscopic damage. This is a good thing because it triggers the repair process, leading to stronger and larger muscles. But if you're hitting the gym 7 days a week without giving your body a chance to recuperate, you're just causing more harm than good. Rest days are as crucial to your workout routine as the workouts themselves. Next on the list is not eating enough. Your body needs fuel to function, and when you're working out, it needs even more. If you're not getting enough calories and nutrients, your body can't repair the damage from your workouts, leading to cumulative wear and tear. Remember, a well-balanced diet is a key part of any fitness regimen. Another common mistake is not listening to your body. Your body has a way of letting you know when it's time to slow down. If you're experiencing persistent fatigue, decreased performance, or longer recovery times, these could be signs that you're overdoing it. Ignoring these signs and pushing through the pain can lead to overtraining. Lastly, skipping on sleep can be a major factor. Sleep isn't just a time for your mind to rest. It's also when your body does most of its repair work. By skimping on sleep, you're robbing your body of precious recovery time, which can lead to overtraining. So remember, while it's great to be dedicated and disciplined in your workouts, it's equally important to give your body the rest, nutrition, and sleep it needs to recover and grow. Avoid overtraining by taking a deload week when necessary. In conclusion, a deload week is an essential part of your workout routine. It's not a setback or a sign of weakness, but rather a strategic part of your journey to strength and resilience. The science is clear: our bodies need time to recover and rebuild. It's within these periods of rest that we truly grow. A well-planned deload week can be the catalyst for your next leap in performance. It's a time to let your body heal, to let your muscles rebuild, and to prepare yourself for the next round of intense training. It's a time to recharge mentally as well, to refocus on your goals, and to come back stronger than ever. You see, the art of fitness isn't just about pushing yourself to the limit every single day. It's about understanding your body, listening to its signals, and giving it what it needs to function at its best. It's about balance, discipline, and strategic planning. And a deload week is a key part of that equation. We must challenge the misconception that more is always better. When it comes to training, intensity has its place, but so does recovery, so does rest, so does the deload week. And so I invite you to give it a try. If you've been pushing hard, if you've been feeling the signs of overtraining, or if you're just looking for a way to boost your performance, consider incorporating a deload week into your routine. Don't fear the rest. Embrace it. Empower it. Use it as a tool to build strength, resilience, and long-term progress. Comment deload if you plan on giving your body the recovery it deserves. Remember, rest is just as important as the workout. We're not just building muscles here, we're building a lifestyle of balance, discipline, and smart training. So go ahead and comment deload if you plan to take a recovery week. Your future self will thank you, and so will I. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's keep training smarter together.